Hi everyone, welcome to Savi channel, Embedded Controller Lab. Um, Today I am going to teach you how a pulse width modulation technique can be generated using ARM processor. According to VTU curriculum, this is the aim of the uh, experiment. Using the internal pulse width modulation of ARM controller, generate a pulse width modulation and vary its duty cycle. So, the full form of PWM is pulse width modulation technique. Basically, this pulse width modulation techniques are used to generate a variated output or a variation of a waveform, and the application behind the pulse width modulation is to control the DC motors. Sometimes the speed of the motors can be controlled by using a technique called pulse width modulation. So, as we know that we are using LPC 1768 ARM processor in the lab. The feature of LPC 1768 series is that it is having a inbuilt pulse width modulation outputs. Okay. So, LPC has 6 pulse width modulation output pins, which can be used as a single edge or 3 doubled edge outputs. Okay. So, basically we have to remember that no need to connect a external IC for the generation of pulse width modulation technique. We can generate a pulse width modulation by using inbuilt module which is there in LPC 1768. As I told, it is having a 6. So, there are like 7 match registers, because I had to utilize the pulse width modulation technique means certain things we have to remember. There will be a separate or a dedicated register assigned for the PWM module. Okay. You have to keep in mind, to utilize the pulse width module inbuilt of the 1768 series, we have to remember that there will be a certain registers which is to be used in the program. So, and also it is having a option that you can vary the duty cycle. Okay. As we know that duty cycle is equal to T on divided by T. So, T is equal to T on plus T off. So, based on this only the duty cycle can be calculated. So, the rules of single edge controlled pulse width modulation output is that two rules are given. All single edge controlled pulse width outputs go high at the beginning of pulse width modulation cycle unless their match value is equal to 0. This is the first rule we have to follow in a single edge controlled pulse width modulation technique. The second is that each pulse width modulation output will go low when it matches the value reached or if no match occurs. So, these are all the rules to be followed while using a single edge controlled pulse width modulation outputs. So, some of the features here they have described. We have collected this features from the data sheet of LPC 1768 series only. These are all the it will be having like counters or timer operation can be clock also be generated with this one, and 7 match register allow up to 6 single edge control or 3 double edge control. So, these are all the features of the pulse width modulation. And we have an option like a 32-bit timer slash counter with a programmable 32-bit prescalers are there. As we stressing that timers and counters need some clock pulses, means that also can be generated with a pulse width modulation modes. Okay. And two 32-bit capture channels takes a snapshot of the timer value when the input signal is transition. Like basically these are the features which is helpful for the control of various devices in your ARM processor. So, coming to the registers which are very important we are using in the LPC 1768 series is that the first one is IR here. interrupt register. What is interrupt register, or yeah, what is the importance of this one means the IR can be read to identify which of 8 possible interrupt sources are pending, or it can be rewritable according to our requirement. Next one is TCR. TCR means timer controlled register, which is used to enable, disable and reset the timer counter register. And the next third one is TC, timer counter. The 32-bit TC is incremented every PR plus 1 cycle. Okay. So, that is for P cycle. Okay. So, this is the third register, and the last one here it is PR, pre-scalar register. This is used to specify the pre-scalar value, how many times we have to increment the counter. It is been pre-defined in this one, in this particular register. So, these are all the pulse width registers we are going to utilize in the program. And PC, as I told, PC is a pre-scalar counter, that is also a 32-bit. Next one is MCR. MCR means match controlled register. Keep in mind, match controlled register is used to control the resetting of TC. TC means timer counter, and generating a interrupt whenever the match occurs, because we have to predefine some values where it has to be matched, then only it has to come out of the loop. Okay. So, for that purpose we are going to utilize MCR, once again match controlled register, then MR0, MR1 to MR6. So, what is MR means? MR means match register. This register hold the maximum cycle, duty cycle, as I told, like time T is equal to T on plus T off. Match register will hold what is the maximum cycle it has to be achieved, that is decided by TR naught. TR1 to TR6, TR1 to TR6 is a match register. These register holds the match value for corresponding pulse width modulation channels. So, there will be a different channels for to utilize or to get the output. So, here the MR1 to MR6, you can see in the table match registers. These register holds the match value, pulse width modulation duty cycle, whatever it is you want to generate, it is being stored in your MR1 to MR6. Then PCR, pulse width modulation controlled register. Pulse width modulation controlled register enable pulse width modulation output and selects PWM channel types. Okay. Either it may be single edge or it may be the double edge. It's been selected by the PWM controlled register, that is PCR. These keywords you have to remember. Why? Because you are going to use these registers in the program. LER, load enable register, enable use of new pulse width values once the match occurs. Okay. So, these are also the registers we are going to utilize in the writing of a code for the 1768 series, which generates the pulse width modulation. Okay. And we have a timer control register as a TCR, as I told you, that is also a 32-bit wide. So, here you can see that, here you can see 0 is a counter enable, 1 bit is a counter reset, 2 is your reserve, 3 is a PWM enable, and 4 to 31 is a reserved, because we are not utilizing for that. So, these points you have to remember, 0 bit is for counter enable, 1 for your counter register, 2 for reserved, 3 for pulse width modulation enable, and 4 through 31 is used as reserved as a feature purpose. So, it can be enabled and disabled according to your requirement. Okay. It can be incremented the value or it can be decremented the value. You want to clear your timer or you want to enable your timer, everything can be done with this help of register. This is the configuration of your TCR. Next one is MCR, as I told, match register. This is the total overall bit of a match register. which is also a 32 bit wide. The first one is like you can see here, pulse width modulation MR0, okay, high, and first bit you can see that pulse width modulation MR0R, okay. So, like that second bit is you can see pulse width modulation MR0S, okay. Like that it will be assigned all the bits up to 20 here, and 21 to 31 you can see here it can be reserved for future purpose. It can be, each bit can be enable and disable according to your requirement in the program. This is the overall template or a format of match control register. Match control register. Next one is PCR, that is in short form PCR, in elaboration pulse width modulation control register. Pulse width modulation control register. This is also a 32 bit wide, okay, and you can see that 0 to 1 it is unused, 2 to 6 it can be used with the pulse width SCL. SCL means selection bit 2 to selection bit 6. 8 to 7 we are not using anywhere. 14 to 9 it is pulse width enable A6 to A1, okay, and 15 to 31 is unused. So, this is nothing but a PCR configuration. So, you are going to use in your program is this particular bit, okay, pulse width modulation enable A3, okay. So, the 11th bit you are going to utilize for the operation. So, based on this registers you are going to activate or you are going to control the pulse width modulation. This is the format or a configuration of PCR. The next one is LER, as I showed you in the table itself. LER is nothing but a load enable register. So, this is also a 32 bit wide, starts from 0 to 31, and 0 is nothing but a LEN 0, LEN 1, LEN 2, LEN 3, as it is like up to 6, and 7 to 31 we are not using anywhere. These bits is used enable or disable the loading of new match value whenever the pulse width modulation TC is reset or timer counter is resetted. It is used to enable or disable of loading a new match for the register. So, then PWM TC will be continuously incrementing whenever it reaches your match value, okay. It has to be reached to the match value. That is why MCR 0 to MCR 6 are the registers we are going to utilize in the program. Yeah, as I has explained that LPC 1768 will be having a total registers of with the registers with the 6 options, 6 outputs. Okay, this figure or a table shows that which are all the pins we are going to utilize in the program, like as you take it example here 3.25 and 3.26, which is a GPIO port 3.25 and 3.26 with functionality of MAT 0.0, MAT 0.0, MAT 0.1, as like pulse width modulation 1.2, 1.3, and the reset value will be all zeros. So, port 3 as I showed you in the previous diagram, like these arrow mark shows that these bits are utilized in the program. Yeah, I hope you understood all the configuration. This helps you the configuration or templates in the exam, that to remember when to activate, when to enable or when to disable the registers. So, coming to the program here, it is very simple program, and you have to remember only the few things like commands as I showed you in the registers. Okay. So, anyhow we start with the hash include LPC 17xx.h, that is a header file which we are using. As you know that it is repeated in all the programs. Hash define S bit here it is represents that it is a single bit. CNT enable you are going to assign that value as a 0, and hash defined S bit pulse width modulation MR0 or 1, because as I told you MR is a match register. Here match register 0 we are using, so it is been assigned with a 1 value, and hash defined S bit LEN3 as value as a 3. LEN means your load enable, as I told you, load registers which you are which you have seen in the table. Hash defined S bit pulse width enable A3 with 11 value. Okay. So, this is also a command which is assigned with a single bit value of 1, making that particular bit as a 1 enable. Hash defined pulse width underscore 320, as I told you in the previous diagram that 3.25 3.26, that is nothing but port 3.25 and 3.26 are utilized for the generation of your pulse width modulation. And the next program is a sub function. Here you can see that void delay ms unsigned int ms. This whole stuff basically use it for the generation of delay. So, that I will be explaining in the future stuff whenever this function is being called. So, then we will switch over to the main program here. As we know that void system init is a system initialization, we have to do it in all the programs. The main program starts here, int main void int duty cycle. So, here we are declaring int duty cycle, which duty cycle has to be varied according to our requirement. So, that value has to be loaded into this one. That is why we are going to reserve a space as an integer number of duty cycle. Next command is LPC pin configuration of pin select 7, which is here equal to 3. As I told you, port 3 is being used for the pulse width modulation technique to be generated, that is being activated or selected in the 3 bit means port 3. LPC pulse width modulation 1 TCR, as I told, timer counter register is to be enabled by using this particular bit, S bit CNT T enable, and LPC pulse width modulation 1 PR. As I told you, pre-scalar registers like is to be loaded with a value of 0, and LPC pulse width modulation 1 MCR, that is a match registers with a shift value of MCR value to be loaded into MCR register. Then LPC PWM 1 with MCR 0 with 100, and MR3 is equal to 50. Here these two values can be varied in your program according to your requirement, or duty cycle can also be varied with these two values. Then LPC pulse width modulation LER, as I told, LER is a load register, that whatever the value LEN3 which we have declared in the previous here, it is to be loaded into the LER. And LPC PWM1 PCR, whatever the values width of 3, it is being assigned for your PCR here. So, these are all the declaration or a command used to activate the values or enable the values or disable the values. So, here the main program starts here, while of 1, it is a continuous process, that is why we are going to generate or we are going to write while of 1 is a continuous process. For duty cycle is equal to 0, because as we declared in the program int duty cycle here. Okay, here also like duty cycle initially it will be 0, it is lesser than, duty cycle is lesser than 100. So, we are considering here 100. In the exam they may vary from different value, they may be duty cycle may be 60% sometimes, sometimes 60% if you take it, 60% of T on will be there and 40% of T off will be there. Here we are considering 100 means 50% of T on will be there, 50% of T off will be there. Okay, that is why we are considering here 100, and LPC PWM1 MCR3 is equal to duty cycle. So, initially duty cycle of 0 value will be sent it to your match register, okay, and delay MS with a 5. So, as I told you, we are calling a delay of 5. So, here if we come to the delay program, MS is substituted with a 5, that is an unsigned int 5 value. Unsigned int ij is an integer value which we are going to declare as a variables. For I is equal to 0, I is lesser than ms. What is ms value? ms value here it is 5. So, here 5 is greater than 1 means 0, yes, then it will come to this for loop j is equal to 0, j is lesser than 5000. So, this value you can change the value of duty cycle. Here we are considering 5000. So, j plus plus, because semicolon here it is, that is why it will be stuck it in this loop only until unless it is satisfied with the 5000. Then it will come back here I plus plus. So, it will becomes 1 here, 1 is lesser than ms, ms means 5, yes. Then what it happens, once again the 5000 will be executed. How many times? 5000 into 5 times it will be executed. So, end of the loop, and it will come back to the next line. Here it is being reached how many times? From 0 to 100 it will be executing this one, 0 to 100 it will be executing this loop. After that what happens, it will come back to here for duty cycle is 100, because it has been reached to 100 here. So, it will come back here to the 100. So, duty cycle 100 is greater than 0, yes. Then what it will do, pulse width like LPC pulse width modulation, MCR3 we said duty cycle 100 is being sent to other. Once again delay of MS5 it will be given here. So, it will be 5 will be substituted to the MS value here, and as usual as I told 5 into 5000 times it will be executing. So, this is how the program, this program will be generating the pulse width modulation technique. I hope you have understood the programming concept. So, let us go for the tool software where it is been already executed. So, here it is being executed with the values of what I have explained here. Then as we know, after executing, translate the program, build the program, rebuild the program, and as we know that the procedure output here the hex file has to be clicked. Okay. So, your hex file is being generated, minimize the tool, then go for flash magic. As we know that all the experiment we have to know which comp the board is being connected. So, the comp 7 is being connected with a baud rate of 9600 with oscillator frequency 12 megahertz, and we will be browsing the whatever the hex file is being generated. So, then start dumping the program here. So, here it is, you can see that programming verification is done. So, finished. So, here once it is finished, as we know that no need of any connections here in the board itself inbuilt through the ICs, the data means like pins has been given here. So, as we know that here there will be a output and here it will be a ground. So, here you can see that the company people it's written as a pulse width modulation. So, here itself you are supposed to connect your CRO, and you can connect your CRO probe to any one of the channel according to your requirement. So, I will be connecting the positive of the CRO probe to the output, and make sure that these two should not be get shorted, otherwise you won't get it the output. So, the negative part of the CRO will be connecting here. So, that is also make sure that it should not be short circuited here, otherwise you won't get it the result, and no other change in the board, just you have to connect your as usual the experiment like USB and your power supply, and no other connectivity has to be done. And here in the CRO you can see the variation of pulse width. You can see how the width is being getting varied according to the duty cycle which we have specified in the program. So, we have kept it here at a voltage of 2, and it is around 50 microsecond here. So, the examiner may ask you to change the duty cycle. So, in the program you have to change the duty cycle, and you can see the what is the T on period and T off period you are getting. Okay. So, 100 if you given, T on will be 50% and T off will be 50%. So, T is 50 plus 50, it is equal to 100, and you can calculate the duty cycle like D is equal to T on by T. Okay. So, you will get a duty cycle according to your theoretical plus practical. So, I hope you have understood what is the concept of pulse width modulation technique, where application is used. It is used basically in DC motor control as a best example, and no need to connect any external IC for this, because already it is inbuilt, as I told you in the theory. You have to remember that where you are supposed to connect your probe. You can see in the board that they are specifically printed that pulse width modulation, that is a slot TP3 and TP4, and make sure that the positive has to be connected to the output and negative has to be connected to the ground. Okay. So, this is how you can generate a pulse width modulation technique by using a LPC 1768. Thank you.